My name is Guntis, and I work in MikroTik support. You may not know this, but in RouterOS v7 we have two different options for wireless. The good old stock wireless, you know and love, and the new Wi-Fi Wave 2 package, which brings new features. You can choose the one to fit your needs. There are few limitations and differences between them, and that is the topic of this video. But first, let's talk about the new features that the new package brings. Latest wireless protocol support, Wave 2 features for the currently supported models, and newer protocols for some unannounced products. We now have VPA3 encryption and opportunistic wireless encryption, along with management frame protection, because security matters. Also, we now support beamforming. There are some limitations though. The biggest advantage of using the stock wireless package is that currently it has the complete feature set. For example, if you use features like NV2, Endstream, Capsman, or maybe you use custom channels, then it may not be for you. Of course, we are constantly working on new features, including Capsman support. Even though the Wi-Fi Wave 2 package is already available for some time, we are actively improving it. For example, the upcoming 7.3 version will give you a significant boost to the wireless speeds. Another limitation at the moment is that it doesn't support station bridge mode. So, what is needed to try it out? The Wi-Fi Wave 2 package is compatible with IPQ 4019 and QCA 9984 interfaces, and is only available for ARM builds of RouterOS v7. It also requires at least 14 MB of free space and at least 256 MB of RAM. At the time of making this video, this package is compatible with the following devices: HAP-AC3, Audience, RB4011. Though we have to mention that with RB4011, the 2.4 GHz interface won't work with the Wi-Fi Wave 2 package installed. Check our documentation for the latest list of supported devices. Now, let's talk about configuration. The configuration is now more streamlined. It works in a similar way as Capsman configuration does, with configuration profiles. You can configure everything directly on the interface, just like in the stock wireless. Or you can create configuration presets. Swapping between configurations has never been this easy. And now let's see how we can use Wi-Fi Wave 2 driver and how to install it and how to configure it. First, we will have to go to mikrotik.com download and download extra packages for ARM architecture. Once we have done that, you have to extract it, and we just have to connect to device that supports this driver, in this case HAP-AC3. Just have to drag and drop it, and after we upload the wireless package, we just have to restart the device and the package will be installed. Alright, I see that my device has rebooted, which means that the new package has been installed successfully. And as we can see, the wireless menu is still in the same place. It just has slightly different name here, referencing that it is the new wireless. There is a small change in command line structure. It used to be interface wireless. Now it's interface Wi-Fi Wave 2. All right, let's configure our wireless interface. There are two manners in which we can do it. First manner is that we configure everything on the interface itself, or we can configure the wireless interface to reference configuration profiles we create, which allows us to swap between them as needed. For example, you might want to have one configuration profile for your device at work, and if you take the same device home, you might want to change that configuration profile for home. So, for example, SSID settings change, your security settings change. Perhaps you want to use different channels. It's all possible with configuration presets, but first, standalone configuration without using them. So, I opened up 2.4 GHz interface. Now let's configure SSID, MikroTik 2. Let's configure country. We are in Latvia, so let's set that. We want to choose channel. We'll let the device scan for channels and choose the channel itself. We're interested in 2.4 gigahertz N band. You can keep channel width to defaults, not set it, and it will choose the 20 megahertz as well, but in this case I configured it manually. Now I just have to configure security settings as needed, and we are done. So here's VPA2, VPA3, and now I just have to configure a passphrase. Okay, it's done. Then I press enable. Do you want to commit all changes before enabling? Yes. And it's done. We have configured our first interface with Wi-Fi Wave 2. All right, so pretty simple, right? Let's see how to use configuration presets. In the first tab, we can see wireless interfaces. And when we open one up, we see configuration menu. Currently it shows unknown because we haven't created any configuration presets yet. But once we have, we can reference them here, and the configuration that we set in the preset will be applied to the whole interface. There are many subsections for wireless interface. Channel, security, these are also presets, so you can create a configuration profile like this. We open up a configuration profile. We said that, let's change its name for 2.4 gigahertz. So now we will be creating a base template for 2.4 gigahertz interfaces. So MikroTik 2. We set our country here as well. As you can see, base interface configuration is right here. Then we go to channel, and we can configure everything that's relevant to us right here. But we also have option to reference already defined configuration for the channel itself. So you see there's a channel tab under wireless tables here. If we were to create a specific channel here, we can just reference it in the Wi-Fi Wave 2 configuration as well, as opposed to setting everything manually. But in this case, we will just configure channel within the same configuration preset. Yeah, and again, we are not setting frequency manually. It's up to you. And same as with the channel, you can also create your own security profiles, and you could just reference security profile right here. Or you can configure everything under the configuration, which I'm doing here. And that's it. I have created my own configuration preset called 2.4 gigahertz. We can see brief information about it here. And now I just have to press on wireless interface and select the configuration preset we made. And you see we don't have configured anything in under the wireless interface itself, aside from the configuration here. Apply, enable, and it's up and running. It's selecting channel. So yeah, that's it. Pretty easy, right? In short, this is just the beginning. New features are coming, and if you have one of the supported devices, you should try it. We are excited for the new Wi-Fi Wave 2 driver, and hope you are too.